right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Symphogear Season 2, Episode 10. Miku, no!
Miku.
She's alive.
She's alive!
You know, that's good.
I mean, of course she was gonna be alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She's just been maybe brainwashed into a sort of fusion of, or, you know, situation.
Right.
Where now she's gonna be fighting the group. And Hibiki will probably be the one that will need to stop her, which will cause all sorts of harm to Hibiki's body and Miku's heart once she wakes up. Mm-hmm. But on the bright side, Miku, you'll be a part of the gang after this, right? You know, all it takes is just potentially killing your best friend, and then you're in, right? You can be included.
Yeah, this is gonna be suffering together. I mean,
you can protect Hibiki like you've always wanted to do.
This show is basically going to be depressed lesbians. like this.
I mean, Hibiki's not gonna die. But it's going to be traumatizing for Miku.
She
that's
just
what we
not
know.
get killed when she dies.
It's possible.
Or is it the other way around?
It is possible. But we also have some interesting things happening on the bad guys front, who might not even 100% be the bad guys. Because, they are. They're the antagonists.
Well,
you know.
I was going to say, we kind of know that they don't see themselves as the bad guys
right,
since episode
exactly.
2 of this season.
Yeah, but Dr. Vare is being his, scheming bastard, and he's actually convinced some of them to turn on Mama. But then Shirabe also went to defend the regular people against the noise.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let's have a fight in an aircraft carrier.
That's right.
Well, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion.
This show.
What in the fucking fuck?
Oh my god, you fucker. You
This some
on the one hand, this is some bullshit. On the other hand,
some actual bullshit.
On the other hand, I salute the gumption, like
the balls to think that we would actually believe anything of this, actually think that Tsubasa is gonna die from a build-up stinger for the sake of a cliffhanger.
And why in the hell Yukine would do that? But the other thing, so okay, this show definitely goes for rule of cool, right? and it will absolutely pull things out of its ass that it doesn't explain later, like the whole gas or whatever that weakened their Symphogear back in episode 5 or whatever it was, right?
Whatever.
And that's fine because there's not really going to be any dramatic consequences as a result of it, right?
But season 2 has basically been hey, dramatic consequences?
We're gonna have those all the time.
But do they actually remain?
Exactly. And that's kind of how it's able to sort of skirt the line, because it makes for some exciting storytelling, in the moment by moment.
Exciting,
Yeah, right, right. But the idea, and I guess we do have the precedent of Miku essentially being brainwashed, so
yes,
theoretically, that could have happened with Chris. We just didn't see it.
Well, no. To bring this all back down to earth, here, Chris doing that means nothing right now.
That's true.
Until we find out what the fuck the frontier and all this thing rising up is.
That's a good point.
They could all be mind controlled now by some
totally
super entity thing or what have you. But for now, Miku and Hibiki got blasted by a fucking laser!
And there is a decent possibility that if it frees Miku from the relic of whatever it's called...
why wouldn't it also destroy...
Well, it could destroy the buildup, but it could also just destroy Gungnir.
Well, not just destroy Gungnir. Gungnir is fused with Hibiki.
Right, and if it destroys that,
kill her.
Will she survive the arc reactor miniature not needing to actually be in her chest anymore, right? Or
will she never use Symphogear again after this?
Yeah, and let's be real here. I would love it if we had a reversal not of the main character dying. But potentially Miku then being the person with the Symphogear, and switching, and now Hibiki is the best friend that's then she's truly able to understand what Miku went through and everything. that could be a crazy direction to take things.
Miku wouldn't leave her on red that many times.
No. but just the idea that Hibiki with wanting to help so much because she has that big heart, not physically being able to help.
Yes, totally.
But this episode was all over the place in the best possible way. Balls to the wall. Yep, absolutely. Nuts to butts. You know?
we got ourselves full on freaking manager guy running on the water.
Out of a cyclone water tornado. That, like, I thought Genjuro was the only one with the truly
I am the
superhuman.
last airbender.
Yeah. This is one of those things where it's like, okay, yes. Is this action show going to be about cute girls doing awesome action? Yes. But apparently,
actually the most powerful are all these random men in the
apparently
sidelines
just
with no powers.
every man is like potentially stronger than Symphogear
they
users.
came out of the Psyche K universe where all their anime tropes apply to them. They're just like, it's do this and suddenly I am right about everything.
No, it's that men always have to be stronger than women. So even if the women have superpowers and all that stuff that literally make them superhuman,
clearly based.
No, yes. But the men, they just have that right chromosome, you know. So
fucking hell, it was just so stupid. I'm like, oh my god, Tsubasa's gonna save her here.
Right.
Oh my god, this is so crazy. Wait, what the hell?
Yeah.
What? I still don't get why I need to make sure that she doesn't forget me. So I'm gonna guillotine Tsubasa.
Right.
What?
Yeah. No,
what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
The character motivations for Kirika were, they had no relevance to what was going on.
I'm so confused. I was like, I understand maybe you can't let her take you away from her.
Right.
But you don't need to guillotine her
and then
that.
The whole reason that Tsubasa was like, I can't move away because she was protecting Shirabe from Kirika because the slice would follow through and kill Shirabe. So, it's just all over the place, but it's Symphogear, right? I will use logic and fuck logic, prepare the cannon. That has no place here.
Yeah, I was very much understanding the setup that we had with Miku, which is actually the craziest thing because a lot of it was just Miku has Symphogear now,
right.
And
she's been brainwashed or whatever, and part of her's still there, but she's fighting back. I like that at the very least.
Yeah, there were a lot of rules that they attached to all this rather quickly.
That they didn't explain or anything.
Well, no, they tried to explain it.
Right. But it was very clear that the thing did have some kind of control over her. Right when Miku was starting to realize this isn't what I want.
That was
then
the whole.
The veins popping out of her face and all that.
That was the whole thing. Was that he basically hand waved all the Symphogear synchronizing thing with love, basically, that she had a wish that was so strong to save her friend here.
Right, that her will was on board with the idea of getting power, because yes, Miku would have absolutely jumped at that chance at any point in the series up till now.
Hence, she didn't need the linker necessarily to synchronize perfectly.
Right.
Obviously, she has that artificial side of things here that is making her do specific things.
Yep. And I love the thing that they brought up of hey, she went to the academy. They specifically train the students to be good at singing in case they need someone to be a Symphogear user. That way they have a bunch of ready applicants. Cool. But yeah, the fact that this episode is almost entirely combat, I loved it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, there were the occasional moments where they would talk or whatever, but it didn't feel dragged out. They had a bunch of things that I would have expected to potentially be separate episodes, that were just segments of this episode, dealing with Miku, right? All the other crazy stuff that happened. Hibiki coming in and needing to save Miku, right? That totally could have been something where it's we're going to split that into 2 episodes, Sure. Where not necessarily that it takes up the entire 2 episodes, but where it bleeds into the next one.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, they did so much here.
Yep.
I loved pretty much everything they had with Hibiki. Hibiki's voice acting, the excitement in her frantic desire to save Miku when she's talking with Genjuro. But then also her song was sung almost in a more feral, desperate, frustrated kind of way. It was really good.
Yep.
I did notice some hiccups, weird things. Tsubasa's dialogue was very much I can't do this right now. Reminding the audience of, no, I know what you're thinking.
Right.
I can't do that right now.
Yeah.
Because thing. And I'm like, yes, I get it. But you're still going to eventually do something like that anyway.
Right. Okay.
It happened like twice, I think. Well, it was just kind of goofy.
Like, I love the cool factor of her using the sword to run up, right?
Yeah.
But, radiuses work in such a way that it's the same distance to go up as it is to go to the side. So if you can run up,
in fact,
you can
because
run to
the aircraft carrier wasn't being destroyed, you could actually say that she was operating from the bottom part of the circle beam. So it's actually more distance to go up than it is actually to go to the side.
Sure.
But I think the reason why she couldn't go to the side, it was actually because she's traveling so fast that she's going to land in the water and drown.
Sure.
Because she doesn't have running on Jesus water capabilities like the random human guy does. But she has, Symphogear that can, do
fuck
all
logic,
kinds of, yeah, whatever.
Right. One of the other things, though, that I gotta say I really appreciated in this episode was that Chris was actually really badass. And that's something where, like, Chris in season 1, super badass because she was the antagonist, right? It was a lot easier to have her do that because it's not necessarily wrecking the plot because the protagonists are trying to fight her, right? Yeah. Cool. In this situation, in this season, because she's on the side of the protagonists, ranged weapons are hard to work around. Yeah. And generally what ends up happening, and what kind of happened earlier in this season, is that ranged weapons basically do jack shit, and they're more for, like, stylistic effect, you know? But they still managed to give her a lot of ways to be awesome. The fact that she was able to beat Miku, for the most part, right before the whole laser thing happened. The fact that the Dr. Vare thing of, I'm going to create more noise, which is kind of frustrating if that ends up having any plot relevance. But no, it doesn't. It's just for Miku to...
Well, it does. It does. Well, okay. She gets isolated from the other fights while she deals with the noise.
That's true.
It's kind of a way to basically be like, okay, now don't do anything but fight noise for the rest of the plot.
But she does, and it looks really cool. The fact that she just jumped into the air and then spun around doing the missile launching and the guns and everything.
It's just one of those things where I don't like Dr. Vare in general. Like,
Me neither.
Not that I don't find him entertaining. I'm saying I don't like the way he's written as a character.
Yes, I don't like his effect on the story.
Right.
I feel
and generally speaking, Solomon's Kane as I just wave my hand and suddenly noise appears everywhere is so annoying as a plot mechanic to just be like, why wasn't he doing that before? Why did he start doing it now? Why did he stop doing it? What is the actual limitations of this? No, just don't think about it. It just happens.
It's in my mind, it's basically Lancelot from Code Geass, but without the, well, you're the best, the sort of shticky thing of, you're the best person who syncs up with this, so that's why you need to have this item. Solomon's Kane could literally go to anybody, right? Like, anybody. And and Vare has demonstrated time and time again that he is not stable. He doesn't really have the interests of the group at heart, right? No. Like even Maria was like, Vare is kind of, I don't know about him.
Yeah, Vare has seen his vision of glorious purpose in which he will save humanity.
Right.
And until, someone basically we won't know really whether or not he's actually like full on crazy,
right?
Or if he actually has anything, useful to
literally the only thing that he contributes to the group, I'm pretty sure, is that he tends to Mama's medical needs at certain points,
and he has the linker stuff that he
uses. But again, anybody could use the linker stuff. You just need to have a supply of it. So
I don't really vibe with the difference of he's insane and he believes he's in the right here and that he's going to stop this impending doom in some way.
Right.
But in order to do that, we need to bring about this new world, which is like, okay, sure, maybe he's seen beyond the rift and his mind is melted when he beheld what the world could be. But still, the way he's written in the plot moment by moment stuff is very much I need Chris to not be fighting with the group here, so let's just noise.
Yeah, it's something where having the fact that Vare doesn't really hold to logic, that's fine because the show in general doesn't do that. But the ways in which he doesn't hold to logic generally detracts from the cool factor of the show.
For us,
Yeah, which is why I like the fact that at the very least when he does his thing, we still got a cool factor out of it, even if it was a thing to make Chris be on her own and all of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But
that's why I love the Chris stuff as a whole, where she was fighting Miku.
Yep.
I didn't like how we just needed her out of the way because she beat Miku too easily, so that she could get beaten by Miku.
Right.
Yeah, it's okay, but hey, we got cool laser reflecting thing now, hitting them to then reflect all the way over to then hit the thing, and now it actually is enough to break the seal, which is
right. Hibiki and Miku
cool,
took the brunt of the
there.
laser, but at the same time, from the same laser blast, it was able to
get reflected
one
more time.
Right, even though it didn't look like there was another thing over there past them to open the.
They can be in ones wherever they need them to be.
But
they obviously are setting them up to work in a specific way. They did like this whole spider net thing. It was really cool.
Yep, love that.
Yeah. We enacted our ritual all according to Cake, exactly as planned.
Right. We predicted this.
We predicted this exact thing. Yes, exactly. Yes.
I mean, to be fair, in this one they actually did some pretty good, like spur of the moment kind of adapting to the situation.
It was very much a spur of the moment kind of thing. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just
But then also the frontier is a water Stonehenge kind of thing.
Right.
What is this shit?
No,
like
for some reason I was thinking that like the frontier was like Atlantis or something like that. I can't remember if that was said or if that was just my assumption.
I think it's more this is my assumption, but I think it was more implied that it's like a portal of some kind.
Right, but like as far as like in the lore of things, yes, I do believe it is a portal.
Well, I don't think we have any lore on what the frontier is.
Okay,
They've just
gotcha.
been mentioning it as like this.
Okay,
this
so
thing,
I was probably just like assuming that at some point they would be like, yeah, it's Atlantis, right? But okay.
Oh, weird.
Sunken City, all that stuff. But
I mean, it doesn't look like a city at all. And
well,
they never made mention of it being a city.
I guess.
No, this is just literally an obelisk type shrine.
Sure.
Monument.
Yeah, maybe the frontier just made me think of a land, not just like an object. Yeah.
See, to me, frontier looks like a divide. Basically, a point where once you pass through it, you're beyond the frontier, basically.
Gotcha. It's the thing at the front.
Well, no. Another way to describe it is basically that if this world has a fantastical element behind the surface of it, to go into that element, you'd have to move past the frontier, the barrier, basically, that would keep it all in check. So this might be the device upon which the barrier is, generated or something.
Right, or the way you shoot past it or something like that. Yeah.
Right. Looks very cool. Looks very old and trippy.
But
ties more into potentially some deep lore stuff. But then Yukine just walks up and just pop, 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 pop.
Yeah. I will say this is something where Symphogear, as a show, you're going to need to explain this shit.
Oh, no. They're obviously going to explain it. It's just the idea that the choice of, we already had a nuts to the butts, balls to the wall episode cliffhanger stinger of Hibiki and
Miku. Yep.
Might have died.
Right.
But they might not have gotten killed, but they did die, but we don't know. But then we need another stinger.
Yeah.
I thought that was stinger enough, Symphogear.
Exactly.
Why do you need another one for?
No, this one goes up to 11.
This is like the most contrived stinger I've ever seen.
Right.
It's basically like if a Seinfeld episode had randomly a moment where they're like, we're all sitting at the table and it's fine, and then one of the characters pulls up a gun and just shoots the other in the head. It's like, wait, what the fuck? What? Why?
And the thing is that we already kind of had this happen in a better way because Miku ended up being brainwashed and turned against them and everything, right? So the idea of we just dealt with one of the party being turned against the party, right? And now we might have to deal with that again, but in potentially a less satisfying way as far as explanation and things like that.
Okay.
Okay. It feels less hype.
Well,
but at the same time.
What if? She's Fine. Hey, I mean, I'm just throwing darts to the wall and seeing, which ones land on the triple 20.
Or Kirika awakens some of Fine's powers and then use the black arts to take control of Chris and made her shoot. Yeah, Tsubasa. I don't know. I feel like
watch, the twist is actually that no, I'm firing her with something that's gonna boost her, and then it's like
yeah, it's linker darts or something.
Nah, I don't think that's how that works. But
yeah.
But all right. Yeah, this was a crazy, really exciting and action-packed episode. But no, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.